Are you a pensioner, or soon to be one, and not planning on dying anytime soon? You better cop a gander at this then.
Ba-doom, 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 doom, ba-doom.
The golden years. That's the dream they sold us. The glorious reward for a lifetime of hard graft, paying your taxes and generally playing by the rules. A state-provided pension in which to indulge yourself with the odd coach trip, to gang up on the locals by blocking the pavement with your mobility scooter, or reminiscing about the war even though you weren't born until 15 years after it ended. A place to complain about the feckless and feral youth of today, conveniently forgetting the mods, rockers, skinheads and punks of your own youth. A place to enjoy a 99er with a flake and some raspberry sauce, but enjoying more the constant carping about the extortionate cost of ice creams compared to when you were a kid. OAP, a license to grumble. A retirement of dignity, security, and not a few saucy seaside postcards. Yeah, about that. There's been a glitch. It seems the deal has been quietly amended. Instead of being rewarded with enough money to get by on, you'll instead get the daily thrill of an existential cost of living trauma that will see you selling off the family silver inside 3 months and make you look back on the global financial crisis and subsequent years of austerity with nostalgic fondness. The good old days of David Cameron, eh? Once you do decide to relieve HM government of the burden of paying you a pittance by kicking the bucket, you'll come to realise that being put into a cardboard box and fly-tipped into a lay-by down a country lane normally frequented by dogging enthusiasts, it won't matter to you once you're gone anyway. More cash left over to fill the coffers of the exchequer. Do your patriotic duty. Until that day when you're given your angel wings, you'll be receiving a state pension, the buying power of which shrinks faster than a woolly jumper in a hot wash, and you'll develop the distinct, chilling feeling that you've been utterly ghosted by your own country. The local yobbo 14-year-old gangs are being educated, whenever they can be bothered to turn up at school, in the techniques of spitting on the back of your coat as you squeeze yourself past them while they intimidatingly block the doorway out to the co-op. There's no respect for the elders nowadays. You'll get free COVID jabs though. HM government swear that there's nothing sinister about them at all. Post office queue gossips telling tales of otherwise healthy people keeling over is just scaremongering piffle. HMGov.com will make sure such irresponsible reporting of the facts comes to an immediate stop. It will come to an immediate stop primarily because HMGov.com shut down the post office and will pay you electronically from now on, and jailed the postmaster, having fitted them up something chronic with their dodgy software. Geriatric insurrection will not be tolerated in Sir Keir Starmer's Britain. Yep. Life as an old age pensioner in Britain is a bit of a struggle, and it's only getting worse. And so it should be. Say then what make the decisions about you. It's no good giving you enough to live on now, is it? No good giving you a pleasant retirement. You'll only want to hang on longer, causing a bottleneck in the housing market, soaking up all the NHS resources and contributing to the pigeon menace by feeding the vile creatures with your Battenberg cakes. You're not really of much use anymore, are you? And studies have shown that keeping you miserable kills you off more quickly. HM government is ramping up their efforts to free up hospital beds, social housing and social security benefits for other people. So best you hurry up and turn up your tootsies and free up all that inheritance cash for those who really know how to squander it. Turkey teeth, gold-plated vapes and full-leg tattoos don't pay for themselves, you know. But what if I told you there was a place that not only remembered you exist, but actually welcomed you with open arms? A place where your pension could mean prosperity, not just a managed and gradual emaciation. That place is real. And for a growing number of British retirees, it's become the ultimate escape plan. The headlines in the UK are about as cheerful as a wet bank holiday weekend in Skegness. Pensioner poverty, cost of living crisis, the heat or eat dilemma aren't just names of particularly sadistic game shows on Channel 4. They aren't just headlines, they're going to be your reality. They're the quiet anxieties that will have you lying awake staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. doing the cold, miserable arithmetic of whether or not you can survive a week on a state pension. You'll find yourself turning off the telly and spending your evenings watching your smart meter like a hawk. It's a device seemingly designed to taunt you with every upward tick. You wander through the supermarket, dodging the professional shoplifter gangs, where buying a £1/2 block of cheddar requires a check by a credit reference agency, and your favourite biscuits are reclassified as an extravagant luxury. They have a security tab on them, and the hobnobs are behind a perspex shield. That wasn't the deal. I'm sure I remember my nan having a biscuit tin comprehensively filled, and her not having to cut the Jaffa cakes into quarters. That wasn't the retirement package we were sold. It feels less like a reward and more like a cruel, drawn-out, practical joke. And it's not just you who doesn't get it. Recent reports show that almost 1 in 5 pensioners in the UK are in relative poverty. The system you funded seems to have developed a sense of humour, and you're the butt of the joke. But the story doesn't have to be like that. Across the globe there's another story unfolding. It's a story of escape, of rediscovery, and a welcome so warm it might actually feel like you had turned the heating on. Not that you'll need heating where we're going. Let's be brutally honest about the situation in Britain. It's so rosy that the government has had to resurrect the Pension Commission just to officially confirm that yes, the future looks even bleaker than the present. Well, think about that. The official forecast is that future pensioners are on track to be even poorer than today's. Congratulations, you're living in the good old days of a sinking ship. The numbers are staggering. Nearly half of working age adults aren't saving enough into a pension, probably because they're too busy trying to afford both rent and food in the same month. For those already retired, the struggle is now. Age UK found that 3 in 5 pensioners would rather embrace the dubious delights of hypothermia than risk falling into debt over their energy bills. Is that stoicism, or is it a sign that things have become utterly ridiculous? The state pension age is already climbing to 67, with whispers of it going much, much higher. It's like they're dangling a carrot on a stick, but every time you get close, they just get a longer stick. It's a genius plan, really. Work longer, die sooner, save the system a fortune. It feels like the goalposts aren't just shifting, they've been put on casters and propelled by a 2-stroke motor. And the crisis isn't just financial, it's emotional. It's the profound sense of being put out to pasture, but the pasture turns out to be a minefield. As one British expat put it bluntly, the UK is a bit of a mess at the minute. It's a bit of a lawless place, politics ain't great. That sentiment, that deep disillusionment, that sense of helplessness is the powerful push factor that has so many looking for the emergency exit. As another said, the England I fell in love with is only a distant memory nowadays. This feeling of being royally stiffed doesn't go away. It festers, it turns into a quiet lingering sense of desperation, a daily grind against bills that only go up, and a sense of being left behind. The grey, damp British weather becomes a perfect, miserable backdrop for the mood, cold, oppressive, and with a 99% chance of more gloom tomorrow. You look out the window at another dreary day, the rain lashing against the glass, and you wonder, is this it? Is this really all I get for a lifetime of work? It's in these moments that the search begins. It starts with a simple daydream, a place with more sun, palm trees, people who smile, a place where a pound doesn't just evaporate. And before you know it, you're deep into late-night internet searches, typing desperate phrases into Google like best countries to retire to where living on a pension isn't a cruel joke, affordable retirement sunshine, or how to escape a cold, wet island with your sanity intact. And so, as you scroll through the forums and the articles, one country keeps popping its head up in the answers time and time again, like a tropical whack-a-mole. The Philippines. At first it might seem impossibly exotic and distant, but the more you read, the more compelling the picture becomes. You see figures that seem frankly unbelievable. The cost of living is over 50% lower than in the UK. Rent is, on average, a staggering 70% cheaper. You read testimonials from other Brits who've made the leap. They talk about living comfortably, even luxuriously, on a standard UK pension. One expat with a family spends around £1,400 a month for a lifestyle that includes a car, good accommodation, and eating out whenever they fancy. And they get the annual pension increases too. Suddenly the daydream doesn't seem so impossible. The search for an escape route starts to look like a viable plan. It's a flicker of hope in the suffocating gloom, and it comes with a much better exchange rate. The transition from the UK to the Philippines is more than just a change in geography. It's like stepping into an alternate reality, where the sun is out and people aren't constantly apologising for bumping into you or threatening you with a street execution because you bumped into them. Where Britain feels cold and indifferent, the Philippines feels warm and welcoming. And that isn't just about the tropical climate, although not having to scrape ice off your car is a definite perk. The first, most immediate relief is financial. Your pension, that source of constant, nagging anxiety in the UK, suddenly puts on a superhero cape and puffs out its chest. In the Philippines, a single person could live very comfortably on around £800 to £1,200 a month. For example, for a couple, a budget of £1,800 a month means you're living a life of serious comfort. Imagine that. The daily heat or eat debate is replaced with the far more pressing dilemma of which beautiful beach shall we walk along next. The Philippine government actually encourages this. They have a special resident retirees visa, the SRIV, which is basically a golden ticket. It offers an indefinite stay, and get this, your foreign source pension income is tax-free in the Philippines. Just think about that for a second. A government that isn't actually trying to hoover up every last penny of your hard-earned money. A novel concept, I know. But the welcome extends far beyond money. It's about respect. Filipino culture places a deep, genuine respect on its elders. Expats constantly and consistently report being treated with a kindness and deference they thought had gone extinct back home. As one person noted, the elders are well respected in the Philippines. People will listen to your stories wherever you go. You don't have to fall in queue. This isn't just a small thing, it's a restoration of your dignity. It's going from feeling invisible to being treated like a VIP. Of course, no place is a perfect utopia. You still have to negotiate bureaucracy because that's a universal constant like death and taxes. Healthcare, while affordable and good in major cities, can be a bit more rustic in rural areas, but for those who make the move, those are manageable challenges far outweighed by the benefits. The stress of financial survival is replaced by a slower, more relaxed pace of life. The grey skies are replaced by endless sunshine, and the feeling of being forgotten is replaced by the warmth of a genuine welcome. You didn't fail your country, but the ruling class is failing you. That feeling of betrayal is real and it's entirely justified. But you don't have to accept a retirement defined by struggle and a lingering decline. The world is a very big place, and there are countries that not only want you, but have actually actively laid out a welcome mat for you. The Philippines offers a powerful alternative. It's a chance to reclaim the retirement you worked for, to see your pension transform from a survival wage into a key to a comfortable and fulfilling life. It's a chance to be respected, to be part of a community, and to finally feel the sun on your face without worrying about the cost of your holiday. This isn't about abandoning your home, it's about finding a new one that values what you have to offer. It's about choosing to live, not just exist. If this story resonates with you, if you felt that same sense of frustration and are looking for an exit strategy, you're not alone. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What are the biggest challenges you're facing? Have you considered a life abroad? What's stopping you? Share your story, because there's strength, and let's be honest, some good humour in a shared grumble. If you want to see more stories about finding a better life after retirement, make sure to subscribe. The journey doesn't have to end here. For many, it's just a beginning.